welcome back to Mullin Farm. I am just walking down to the calf shed. We're about to feed our calves. It is evening. We're about 5:30. Lance is just grabbing the tractor with the milk. I thought I'd take you out today to show you how we feed our brand new calves that we've just brought in from the paddock, and it will be their first feed tonight. So like I said in our calf rearing video, we leave our new calves on the cows for at least 1 to 2 days so they get the gold colostrum. So once we bring them into the shed, we teach them how to feed on our calf feeders. So one thing we don't bother using on the farm is bottles. We find that it just takes a lot of time to teach the calves how to feed on the bottle, and then you have to feed them on the feeders anyway. So we find going straight on the feeders works really, really well for us. So we use these Milk Bar Ad Lib 20s. They're working really, really well for us. So when we start feeding calves, we always feed them with warm milk for at least the first week. And we try and make sure that as we're filling up a pen, that the last calves coming into the pen still have warm milk for a week as well. These guys are getting hungry, so we better get their milk in for them. So Lance is just going to pour the milk in. Awesome, and so we're just going to grab a calf and show you how we get it onto the feeder for the first time. Awesome, so once you've caught the calf, sometimes they can be a bit tricky, especially in this big shed, as I'm just going to put it between my legs, and I kind of squeeze it around the hip. So I'm just going to put my fingers in its mouth there, and this one's awesome, it's already sucking. And then use I kind of do this with my fingers to open its mouth up. So I'm going to open its mouth up, and with my other hand just gently push it forward onto the feeder, and then I'm going to hold my hand tightly around its mouth until it starts sucking. So this one is doing really well. It's already started to suck. I'm just going to carry on holding it gently until it starts to suck quite vigorously. So and I just kind of start letting it go slowly. Usually when I hop off it, it's going to hop off as well. So then I'm just going to put my fingers back into its mouth until it starts sucking. And then I might even just stay here holding it, so it's not going to go anywhere. Sometimes they stay, this one just doesn't want to. So I'm just going to stay here until I feel comfortable that it's going to stay.
Hey, Gibby. Run away from you. So yeah, obviously we find, starting them in warm milk is always really important. I think if you tried to start them straight on cold milk, it just makes your job a lot harder because they're going to turn their noses up at it. I always, when I milk in the morning, when I milk the colostrum cows, I always keep a couple of buckets of new, fresh colostrum to teach new calves on. And that just makes the job a lot easier too, because obviously the colostrum that we have in the bulk tank, that we store in the bulk tank, all the rest of the calves really enjoy it and they do really well on it, but it just tastes a little bit different than the calf's own mother's milk, obviously, because it's a little bit older. So if you sort of warm that up and then try and use that to teach calves on, that can be really hard as well. So we find that going straight in with warm, fresh colostrum, they do really well. Very rarely do we ever have a calf that won't feed. So when we bring them off the cow and put them in the shed, often sort of if you leave them for about 12 hours so that they're a little bit hungry when you start teaching them, it makes a big difference, and they tend to just go straight on the feeder and then they're away and they really fly. We start each calf on about 4 litres per calf per day, and we gradually build that up to when they're in the other pens, once they're trained and rearing to go on the ad-lib system, where they more or less can have as much as they want. They'll quite often even leave stuff behind and then come back, after they've had a rest for a while, come back and feed later on when they're hungry again.
So we find that leaving the calves on the cows in the paddock for the first couple of days really helps with them being really strong and healthy, vigorous kind of calves. They come into the shed quite strong. They're willing to, they're able to stand and move around. Being strong, I find, is really helpful if you're trying to feed a brand new calf. That can be quite floppy and new. It's quite difficult to get them onto the feeder. We also find that bringing them in from the paddock at that old, they're able to stand in the trailer, and we just find it really, really good for our calf rearing system.
Anyway, thanks heaps for watching, guys. We really appreciate it.
I hope you've enjoyed seeing how we feed our brand new calves as we bring them into the shed. And we will hopefully be making some more farm-related content in the days to come.
And anyway, for the time being, we're about to head off and have our tea.
It's starting to get dark.
Starting to get dark here, and the chill's coming in off the mountain. But no, we really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.